Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. Woo.
Hi everyone, how's it going? Are you guys excited? Me and Chris are together today.
Finally, we're doing another one of these sessions.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So what I wanted to pop on live today to talk about is making time for what's important to you, because right now I'm stretched very thin with time, yet I'm still working very hard to find the time to do the things that matter to me, like exercise and sleep and cook something. I don't even say cook something, but throw together something, because that's kind of how it's been. And I just thought it'd be a good opportunity for you guys to kind of hear that sometimes life gets busy, life gets crazy, and that doesn't mean that you throw in the towel. It just means that you get flexible. You also don't stress out and just feel like, now you have to work extra hard. It's just like being mindful and intentional will go a very, very long way. So before I continue, I see we have 2 viewers. Please say hi. Tell us if you're watching live or watching the replay.
Oh, I think someone commented.
Oh, Katie, there you are. Hi, Katie. Yeah, so Chris is amazing because she taught me how to, I thought I couldn't go live and I just was not, they moved where the button was.
They did, but it's confusing because they made it so difficult to get to, of course.
Anyways, we have to celebrate Chris right now, so everybody say congratulations, Chris. She passed her registered dietitian exam. So for a while we were calling her dietitian, but we couldn't say registered dietitian until that exam was passed, but she did pass it, and we were super excited. How does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, you study and you work hard for up to 6 years for this one title, so it's really great just to get it out of the way, and now I can officially call myself a registered dietitian, so I'm really happy about that.
It's so exciting. I have goosebumps for you. I'm like, because guys, 6 years is a really long time to earn a degree, and it's a lot of hard work. Registered dietitians, we really are the experts in the field, and unfortunately we live in a society where people don't know the difference between a registered dietitian and a nutritionist, and we really, really work hard for our degree and for everything that we are teaching you. We are staying up to date on the science. So now she passed this exam, and now in 5 years she's going to have to prove that she's been doing continuing education so she can continue to keep her credentials going forward, and I do the same thing.
Studying never stops.
Never stops.
Never ever.
Anyways, hi Shalana. Oh, I'm so excited. Katie, thanks for the congratulations. That's okay. We're not going to be long. But so we're basically going to be talking about making time for what's important to you. I don't know if you guys heard, but recently I started taking courses to get my real estate license. It's just something that was set on my heart to do. It's going to be a second career, so it's not going to take the place of this business at all. If anything, I think it's just going to elevate it, and it's going to bring life back into me, and I'm going to be able to network and meet new people, and also get people into some nice homes that they're looking for. So all that to say, the classes are Monday through Thursday from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night. Okay, it's a lot of studying. It's a lot of
working full time,
and then I have to also review the material because I'm gonna have to take 2 exams that I absolutely want to pass, and I don't want to have to do a lot. So I have to review the material before and after. So it's a lot of effort and time. It will be done by mid-June, which is good. So it's kind of like a crash course. But for temporarily, my world is kind of flipped upside down because I still need to run my business successfully, right? I still need to make sure that they're good and everything's working, and it is. But I have to be really intentional about it. So this past Sunday I celebrate American Easter. I call it American Easter and Greek Easter. So for 2 weeks, it felt like holiday.
So much family.
Lots of family stuff, lots of eating out, not eating food I normally eat, kind of outside of my routine. I actually posted something earlier, like last week, about how I like ate past fullness and it was really uncomfortable for me. But either way, like I'm still doing what I need to do to take care of me. All that to say, there hasn't been a lot of time or even purpose to really go to like do a full grocery shopping and to cook food because I haven't been home. Now I pull me into a week where basically during the time where I normally eat dinner or prep dinner, I'm taking classes. So it really has been, earlier I ordered something that was from downstairs. They have like a little restaurant downstairs in my building. And so I got like, it was like chicken and vegetables and some rice or something. And then last night I got Chinese food. I got mushu shrimp. It was like, yeah, it was really so good. And all that to say, like, I'm still making an effort to be mindful. Like, I'm still listening now that I learned my lesson from Sunday, because I haven't eaten past fullness in so long, and it's just so uncomfortable. And so it was my reminder of like, you don't do this because you just do not feel well. So I've been really kind of been more intentional about listening to my hunger, even though I only get a 15-minute break to eat. So I can't really do the whole mindfulness practice that we teach our clients, which all that to say, it's extremely important for you guys to understand that we are human. So I'm sharing this with you so you can understand that it's never going to be perfect. Sometimes you can really like sit down and like really enjoy your meal, really be present with your meal, really take your time with it, really get it perfectly, I don't want to say perfectly portioned because we're not saying perfect, but a little bit more balanced, like a little bit more nutrient dense, but like sometimes that's just not going to happen, right? Now, with that said, because I started to kind of notice that things were kind of faltering a bit, I did kind of decide like, okay, well then my workouts are non-negotiable because I feel really good. And when I don't work out, it's hard for me to fall asleep and I'm really tired and I need my energy. So exercise really gets me to like, it gives me that moment to de-stress. It helps me sleep better at night, and that's something that I'm still making time for. So all that to say, guys, I'm just sharing this with you so that you know that if you are starting to notice that maybe old habits are creeping back or life is kind of controlling you rather than you being in charge of your choices, it doesn't mean that you give up or you get really rigid and hard on yourself. It just means you take a minute to reflect and to think about like, what can I do? How can I make this better? So this morning, even though I'm going away, oh yeah, that's another thing.
You're going away?
I'm going away this weekend for a bachelorette weekend. So it's just been crazy. So it's like holiday after holiday, vacation. Honestly, we're going into summer. So this is kind of how it happens.
So busy.
Yeah.
This is the time frame.
This is the time that it happens. And so even though I'm going away, I did decide to do, it doesn't make sense, right? I'm not even going to be here, but I did go to the grocery store this morning just to pick up some things. So that way it's here for me when I get back, because I'm not coming back till Sunday night. And now Monday, it's all over again. It's a whole work day and then going to classes at night. So you have to be intentional about it. You have to think about like, even this weekend, I'm so excited.
You're going to have so much fun.
Okay, guys, let me just tell you that my cousin who's getting married, it's her bachelorette, right? Weekend, she's a foodie. Like she loves food. It's like her biggest request is just really good food. So we're doing a 12-course tasting menu tonight, which I don't even know what's on it, but 12 courses, okay? Tomorrow we're doing the wineries. Then we're going to a really nice restaurant out to eat. Sunday we're having a brunch. So all to say, we're going to be filled with food. Like we're not going to go hungry at all. However, I'm still bringing some fruit just in case. I know that the breakfast plan, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to get secrets away. My cousin's not watching this. She's never, but like, we're going to have a surprise Saturday morning. So someone's bringing breakfast, but I'm going to still bring some fruit just in case, just to fill it out. Cause like, yeah, I know what the breakfast is, but there's no fruit or veggie with it. I feel better when I eat those foods, right? I'm definitely bringing a refillable water bottle to stay hydrated with water.
Stay hydrated, especially with wineries.
Definitely.
And salty snacks. We're going to need a little bit more hydration than usual.
Definitely. And I'm bringing protein bars just in case, because also too, I have a gluten sensitivity. So even though there's a 12-course menu and even though we're going to be out, I don't know if there's going to be gluten-free options. So for any of you that have an allergy or a sensitivity, or just in general, you have some nutritional preferences or food preferences, it never hurts to be over-prepared, especially something like I'm also going to bring probably like almonds or trail mix, protein bars, fruit. That stuff doesn't go bad.
It doesn't.
Apples and oranges.
Leave it in your bag.
I'm going to leave it in my bag, and if I don't eat it, I just bring it back home. So it doesn't hurt to be over-prepared. Sorry for the interruption. We will be back to that episode in a second. But first, I wanted to check to see if you had taken your Disney Princess Eating Archetype quiz yet. Inspired by the title of my TEDx talk and current book, Once Upon a Diet, I've created an eating archetype quiz with a Disney theme. I didn't do this to put you in a box or make you feel bad for eating a certain type of way, but more so to use as a tool to offer helpful insight. Each Disney princess is known for one main characteristic. For example, Ariel for her curiosity, Snow White for her kindness, Cinderella for her hopefulness, and Jasmine for her independence. And while all these traits serve a positive purpose, they can also be damaging when harnessed incorrectly. As a result, you settle for less than ideal circumstances and stay stuck in the diet cycle. So my hope is that after you take this quiz, you'll understand these three things. Number one, you're not alone in the struggle trying to achieve food freedom. Number two, there is a way to enjoy food, reach your goals, and keep the results happily ever after. And number three, regardless of the Disney princess that you symbolize, there are strategies to turn your characteristic into your superpower. So go to the link in my show notes or tipswithtony.com to take the quiz to find out which Disney princess you eat like today. Now back to today's episode. So that's how I'm keeping my head above water. This week has been crazy, and I totally just rambled. So Chris, any tips or pointers or any sort of comments or feedback to when someone's kind of trying to live a healthy lifestyle, but life is just like all over the damn place?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know that you mentioned how we always build that balance into everyday lives. We always want to build that foundation. That way we're kind of making it into a lifestyle change that's very sustainable, but sometimes life does happen, right? So it's also, we talk about essentials when you're not busy, but it's also important to have those essentials when you are. Like you mentioned, having those portable snacks that are like your almonds, your fruit, having that on hand, I think that's really great. It's having your go-tos as well. So if you go out or if you need to go out because you're too busy, you have a go-to restaurant, being able to look at the menu and be like, okay, what is one thing that I can pick out of? Can I make this maybe into a 2-portion meal? Sometimes a lot of the restaurants have so much food that comes with the
definitely.
order.
I'm having mushu vegetable. I got mushu shrimp and mushu vegetable to mix it together.
Yeah,
so that's like 4 meals between me and Bruce. So I'm gonna have that leftovers before I leave. Because even though I'm having a 12-course tasting menu tonight, I still got to eat now.
Yes, you have to stay hydrated.
Before I leave, make sure I'm fully fed, and I'm gonna have my leftovers. Actually, thanks for that reminder.
That's really great to have, especially portioning things out. That way you have that food available. Like you mentioned, also you are not going to be able to come until Sunday evening, but you still want to make sure that you have food for the coming week. That's Monday. You have classes every day. It's busy. So even preparing yourself, going to the grocery store, getting frozen options as well, like your frozen vegetables and your fruits, having that on hand. That way it'll last you towards the rest of the week when you come back, when you might not be able to step out during the day or like in the evening to do your grocery prep.
Yeah, definitely. Also, things believe it or not, in my quick run to the grocery store, my grocery store was Costco because it made more sense to buy in bulk. So I'm actually going to do a quick little TikTok later, but just as I made sure to have protein present, and I bought protein options because this weekend's probably going to be, it's just going to be probably not super protein, present. I think it'll be there, but it won't. I'll be mindful of incorporating it, but there's going to be a whole lot of other things. So I know that when I get home, I'm going to really be looking for a little bit more balance. And so I kind of find that I can always really make, the veggies and the carbs present and all that super easy, but the protein I wanted to prepare for in a hand. So I got, from Costco, they had these frozen grilled chicken patties that were on sale for literally $9.99, guys. Like if you are from a Costco member or you're near it, go get them. Frozen grilled chicken patties, cartons of egg whites. That I have regular eggs already at home. I tend to do the combination. What else did I get from there that was a high protein option? I was going to do a TikTok on it. Now my brain's like, blah. But yeah, and then fruit. What else? But fruit doesn't have protein. I don't remember what
Yogurt.
it was.
Did you get yogurt?
No, I didn't. But there was really great. I'm going to do a separate video
on it.
Costco finds, but even just in general, good Costco finds. I feel like it's definitely worth. That's the other thing too, guys. We always underestimate, like and even actually my boyfriend would call me out on this. He's like, you put in your head, you think like Costco's this whole big thing, because it is a whole big thing. He's like, but you could also just go in and grab a couple things. Like, you don't necessarily every time when you go into Costco have to spend like $600 worth of food. You can just go in and grab like your things that you get in bulk, and just so that way it's there, so you don't always have to go back to the grocery store all the time. So also too, that's another thing when it comes to making time for what's important to you. I think sometimes in our head, we anticipate something to take so long and that we don't have the time for it. But the reality is once you start doing it, you usually find the time, you make the time for it, and you can get it done. Even like a quick workout, guys, like a little bit of working out is better than no workout most of the time, depending on your relationship with exercise. But like it can get done. You can, on your way home from the grocery store, you can run in and just pick up some salad kits and a rotisserie chicken. Like you can, you can make it work for you.
Those versatile ingredients, and I always emphasize this with clients that I talk to, having those, especially with the proteins, it's so easy to make a meal when it comes to those ingredients, like chicken, like you mentioned, the chicken patties. I can think of at least 5 different ways to cook it, right? You can have a burger, you can do a patty melt, you can chop it up and put it into, a potential like salad, you could do a pasta salad, you can put it in a wrap with some barbecue sauce, you have a barbecue wrap, right? I can think of like so many different things. So it's also great, especially going back to Costco when you're having that bulk. They're usually very plain and you can season them up just how you want it to be, and then you can continuously make different varieties of foods without getting bored of your essentials. So this is why it's great to have those staples and essentials that you go to, whether you're very busy or if you just have your normal routine. Having those staples just in general, with your hydration, with your food. Same thing with having like a staple go-to, like yoga meditation when you're really stressed out. Yeah. Sometimes a workout can just be a workout for your mind where you're taking that breather.
I love that. Yeah. So true. So true. Amazing. All right. Let's see if we have any other comments. Does anybody have any questions? I don't think we have any other comments. Any other questions? We're going to keep this short and sweet because, as you can tell, we have lots going on today.
Yes, very busy.
Also, really quick, I don't know if you guys need to know this, but Chris and Danielle, you guys have probably seen Danielle do some lives. She is my assistant, and she's also in school to become a registered dietitian. She's almost done. And she did, for some of you that participated in the mindful eating study, she hosted that. So Christina and Danielle tomorrow are going to an event in my honor, because I won't be there, yes. But to promote the business and to sell my book Once Upon a Diet, and network with other incredible women. So I'm just like super excited to have them. So that's also why Chris is here, because we have like a lot of planning and things. So but at the same time, guys, that's where you can make time for, business stuff. You can have like, I think I just released a podcast, right, about like, you can do it all. Like you're never going to do it all perfectly, right? And I hate that saying, a jack of all trades, a master of none. Like jack of all trades, master of some. That's like where I'm going to say, because
master of what's important.
Yeah, you can really do it all, guys. You might have to be hyper focused on like one thing as you like transition to make something else. But once you make it a habit, honestly, like this is my lifestyle, and there's going to be seasons. There's going to be ebbs and flows, right? Right now I'm in a busy season. And then after that, things will probably calm down, and then I'll be busy again. And then,
that's life, There's never going to be a dull moment, and then there's going to be...
They're rare.
They're very rare. Very rare. There's always something going on.
And it's so funny. I feel like when there is a dull moment, we're like complaining, but when the things are crazy and hectic, it's like, I just need a moment.
But then you appreciate both aspects of it. I feel like I love being busy, but then when it calms down, I'm like, okay, this is nice too. But then you get antsy. It's like me with passing the exam. I'm like, well, I don't need to study for anything else. And I'm like, well, what can I pick up now to keep myself busy again?
Exactly. That was my point. Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, that's our 2 cents for today. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely put them below. And yeah, any last minute things?
I think we covered it all.
Amazing. All right, make sure you guys are following Chris on Instagram if you're not. Obviously, I'm on Instagram as well at tips_with_Tony with an I. Chris, where are you on Instagram?
Nutrition with Chris, and Chris is KRYS.
Yay. All right, make sure you're following us, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, bye.
Bye, everyone.